here with another video reaction for you to see. Today, I am counting down my top 5 horror movies of 2021. Now, this is my opinion of horror movies that I enjoy. I know a lot of people out there have different opinions and feels on what they consider horror or what they feel for a horror movie. So this will be my countdown and my feelings towards what I think are the best 5 horror movies of 2021. Before we get to that, make sure you please comment, like, share, subscribe, notify yourself, do all those good things so you're always up to date with whenever I upload. So let's get into the list. Let's start off with number 5. I'm gonna go from 5 to 1 so that you know 1 is my most favorite of the year. But let's start with number 5. Number 5 goes to The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, which came out in June. And I really enjoy the Conjuring series. I think all the movies, including, well, no, I'm not going to include Annabelle or any of those other spin-offs. I'm just going to keep it to the Conjuring series. I enjoyed those movies. Starting with part 1, it really captivated me and sucked me in just because of the authenticity of it. And knowing that it's based off of a true story, I think it's pretty creepy and pretty cool at the same time. I mean, I personally would not want to go through any of that. I think that's a lot. That's scary. It's life-threatening. But the way they made it into a movie, it made you feel as if it was real. You were able to believe it even more than, you know, what I felt I was going to believe it. So yes, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It is my top 5 movie of this year when it comes to horror movies. And that movie also, it wasn't as impactful as 1 and 2 to me, but it still had its origins, its feel and look of the other movies. I know every story is different and all the different cases that the couple went through, they are different, but I definitely feel that the I would say CGI, because actually no, I heard there's a scene where the little boy in the beginning, spoiler, he becomes possessed with the demon that's possessing him, and he's on the table and they're trying to hold him down, and he starts to break his back in ways that I would never see someone that small do, and it came off really scary, real. The voice that he had, the makeup on his face, like it creeps you the hell out. So if you want to see something that has to do with paranormal activity and gives you that authentic feel of being possessed and real life, go watch that movie. It is based off of a true story as well, so that, you know, makes it even more scary. So definitely check out The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. That is my number 5 pick. Now for number 4, I saw this movie when it first came out. It was the beginning of the new year, I believe. When did it come out? Not sure. But Mr. Zack Snyder, who did the remake of Dawn of the Dead, and he also did Justice League, his cut, the original cut of it. He directed this movie, and it's called Army of the Dead. Now, I know a lot of you don't like this movie. I'm not saying I'm the biggest fan of it. It could have been my number 5, but something about it, something about when he does zombie movies, it just resonates, and it has this feel of like realism to it. And the way they made this story so different than any other zombie movie, I loved it. First off, hold on. We had zombie babies. We had a zombie giving birth to a baby. Well, a pregnant zombie. I've never seen a pregnant zombie before. I mean, in Dawn of the Dead, the wife was pregnant, the baby was a zombie in her, and she turned into a zombie and gave birth to a zombie baby. So that maybe was the first zombie baby I've ever saw. But for this one, it was just done so different. The zombies were actually communicating with each other. There were tiers to how zombie you are. So pretty much certain zombies understood certain things. Some were like the the go-getters, where they sent them out to go get things, and they pretty much had like this whole palace where they all lived, and there was like a whole ritual on how to smell out or see if you're worthy to be with them, where in the pyramid you go with them. It was just very different, and I actually loved it. Sometimes I feel like it's corny when people make zombies characters to actually speak, and they have more intelligence than they should, but Zack Snyder did a really good job in doing that. What I would say that I did not really enjoy from this movie was the long times of talking. For some reason, when movies have too much of talking and it's not giving me actual notes on what's gonna happen, or what I missed, or something that's just very important in the movie, I get bored and I don't want to see it. So for this one, I wish there was less talking, but action wise it was pretty good. I think Dave Bautista definitely needs some more acting lessons. He's not the best actor in the world, but that's just me personally on how I feel about it. I get it, he's done Guardians of the Galaxy, he's in the whole MCU universe. I don't know, I don't really see it for him in this movie. And then the story of it, I was a little confused because he had like a love interest, and right when they started to embrace it, she dies. Her neck gets turned the opposite way by one of the main zombies or monsters at this point in the movie, and then they never get to embark on that relationship. Pretty sad, but hey. My favorite character in the movie, to be honest with you, was the one chick. I'm not gonna say any more spoilers, but there's this one chick. She came in with her best friend, and her best friend, he's a YouTuber, so he does YouTube videos of him shooting and killing zombies, but she came along with him, and she had one of the most like legendary scenes where you thought she was dead but she wasn't, and she gave it to them. When I say she was fighting through hordes of zombies, she was set up at a certain point and almost didn't make it. I'm gonna let you watch it to give your judgment on it. If you know who I'm talking about, then let me know down below. We can discuss it more. But she had one of the most legendary scenes, and I was so excited to see her do her thing and just drive through and come out the way she did. I do not want to spoil it anymore. Like I said, I'm gonna leave it there. So that's my number 4 pick, Army of the Dead by Zack Snyder. My number 3 pick is gonna go to Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. Don't get me, I know a lot of people do not like this movie, and they don't see it. It was supposedly a bad story that supposedly it was one of the worst Resident Evils ever made. I mean, I enjoyed it. I do like that it was based around the game more than any of the other movies. But I did enjoy the other Resident Evils. Even though Alice isn't in the video game at all, they were really good. But this movie, for some reason, like, it gave me what Resident Evil really is. Like, the clues, the way the characters are when you play with them, like, it kind of gave me that feel of them. The setting, the sets, everything, like the mansion, the police station, how the virus spread. I think it was kind of interesting too in that movie where you notice certain people, before they're fully transformed by the T virus, they still were a little conscious, like they can kind of talk. You see them noticing their hair coming out, and certain characteristics, like they weren't fully in zombie mode, they were still like transitioning into it. What else? I would say the way the aura, the coloring, the feel of it, it gave me Resident Evil. It felt most authentic to the game I think you can get, to be honest with you. The cast, I think, was good. I don't think anything was bad with that. I know a lot of people don't like certain people that was casted. I think that the The effects are really good in it. The makeup for certain zombies look good. It's very different though from the other ones, so don't expect to see anything in comparison to the old Resident Evil movies. You won't see anything the same. But yes, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City is my number 3. I think it's a good movie. Go out and watch it. Now to the top 2 movies. So for number 2, I have Candyman, the remake that came out in August of 2021. This movie was done very smart, very strategic. It definitely does connect the stories of the original Candyman with this new version, and I love how it tackles on racism, it tackles on segregation. It definitely made a new light to things that were going on in society at the moment, and connecting the stories, it really made you think or have some sort of sadness towards Candyman and his story. Like, they connect why Candyman is the name. They connect why there's bees around him when he comes around. It explains why he looks the way he does and what happens to him in the past. So in this movie, spoiler alert, there's not just one Candyman. This has been happening for years and years. So you get to know other stories of different Candymen and what happened to them. And then you do actually get to see the original Candyman. So I don't want to spoil it too much. It's a really good movie. I think all the actors and actresses picked out for this movie was perfect. It seemed authentic. It was creepy. It makes you not want to say Candyman 5 times in the mirror. And the cat, yeah, it was just, to me, it was perfection. To see a sequel like this so many years later, and it was done to this caliber, I think it was smart. It was really smart. It got right to the point. It did not drag. There was nothing in it that lingered where you were bored. You know, you always wanted to know what happens next. Where's the story going? And the way they connect the main character, his story, I think, was really unique to how they did that. I think it makes you understand even more of the story. He's not some random guy that just says Candyman 5 times and he's there, you know, like there's history to him. And another character in the movie, I cannot give too much away, but when you see it, you'll understand that they were very strategic and thoughtful when it came to how is the story developing, rather than it being a remake, because it's definitely not a remake at all. It's a sequel, and this is a really, really good movie. I recommend Candyman to anyone that likes to see good movies, good sequels, and a good storyline behind a movie. So yes, go watch Candyman. For my number 1 pick, oof, I know a lot of you are about to get on me crazy, but growing up, this franchise has scared everyone, myself, friends, family, everybody. And just to know that it's still around is pretty impressive compared to a lot of the other known monster slasher killers we know out there. I think y'all know where I'm going with this. But my number 1 pick is Halloween Kills. Now, for some reason, I have been becoming more and more obsessed with Michael Myers over the years, especially after this movie. Okay, here's the thing. Halloween Kills, to me, is the most corniest horror movie I have ever seen. One of the most. There was so many flaws in this. And for some reason, after I was done with the movie, I wanted to watch it again. And then again. And then again. And I became obsessed with it. And I told myself it's a good movie because I keep watching it. I love to see the clues and everything. I love to see how they're now making him into an entity rather than just a regular killer out there. You shoot the guy 5 times in the face and in the body and he's still walking right towards you. You can hit him in the head with a bat 50 times and he'll get right back up and destroy your life. He knows how to get from point A to B in a teleport. Do not know how that happens, but that's when I'm starting to believe he's not human. He is definitely some type of power of evil energy. So yes, Evil Dies Tonight is my number one pick. This movie definitely did not show a lot of Jamie Lee Curtis in it. It showed more of her daughter and her granddaughter, which was okay. I'm not a fan of their acting in this movie. I wish they were a little more badass, but they just gave me so, like, they had all this training growing up, knowing how to shoot guns and defend themselves, but it was so, like, laid back and unfighter of what I saw from the previous movie of their training and everything. So yeah, it was casting could have been done a little bit differently. I know they had like the older version of Tommy Doyle from when he was from the first Halloween, one of the kids that Laurie Strode babysat, and he's older now. And then they had the nurse from the original Halloween. They had, who else? The little girl that was babysat as well with Tommy was there, the older version of her. And I don't know, they all, should I spoil this? I don't know. I'm not gonna spoil it in case you haven't seen it, but stuff happens to them, you know? And it's just, yeah, I just wonder where they're gonna take this next after this one. But like I said, this is my number one pick, so that means I really liked it. And I just wonder, like, where can you go with this? What else can we do with Michael? You know, like, we definitely need something out of the box to happen. I know the next movie coming after Halloween Kills is Halloween Ends. So this was a trilogy. They had Halloween 2018, and now we have Halloween Kills, and the last one is Halloween Ends. So even though both of them were corny, I'm still excited to see where they go with Halloween Ends and see how they conclude this whole trilogy. And then I'm sure years from now, they'll make a new one. Supposedly it's coming out next year, next Halloween. So let's see how that goes. But yes, for you to understand and see where I'm coming from with this Halloween movie, please go watch it. I know it's available on Peacock right now. That's where I watched it. And yeah, give me your opinions on it. And that's my number one Halloween movie. So one more time to recap. At number 5, I have The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. At number 4, I have Army of the Dead. Number 3, I have Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. Number 2, I have Candyman. And number 1, Halloween Kills. Let me know down below, please, what's your top favorite horror movies of 2021, or even what you of 2022 coming out, what you're excited to see. And let's talk about it. Let's discuss it all. Thank you all for watching my video, and I hope to see you on the next one. Please make sure you comment, like, share, subscribe, notify yourself, do all those good things, and I'll see you on the next one. Coaches, I'm out.